stop the video for a second, but
okay.
you know, we're good.
All right.
You want to set up the mic up there? Back a bit.
Am I good?
We're gonna be.
Should I?
Hang on. Just hold your phone for 2 seconds. Actually, don't. I'll just walk over. Yeah, you.
Should I?
He's just gonna do it.
Hand up, hand down.
Whatever you feel more comfortable with. That's all you.
That's all you. You can change. It's probably not. Oh, you gotta hold it up.
Yes.
It'll go sideways.
Try not to flex, man. We don't have a Zoom lens.
Yeah, move back.
All right, wherever you're gonna be comfortable. Is that
Yeah,
good?
I'm good
Feeling
right
that
here.
right there?
I'm good right here. Alright, that's good.
Making some new ULA videos today. Damon Dillard, live on set.
Yes, sir.
This is the 7th take for him. I'm gonna try to get it right this time.
Yeah, I'm starting to get happy. He's getting ready to leave. I don't want that ding in the door.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's fine. Alright, so,
You ignore that call. Ignore that call.
Reject
Just
it.
Just hit resume.
It's still rolling.
It's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to be asking you the questions. You don't have to look over there. And when I ask you a question, you can kind of answer with a little bit of the question so that we know what you're talking about. So for instance, if I ask you the first question, which is, what did you do before Lincoln Heritage? Then you can say, okay, you know, before this opportunity, before I came to ULA, this is what, or, you know, whatever type deal kind of thing. So, and if you need to pause, or if you need a break, or if you need to think about something, then just take your time, think about it, and then go ahead. And it's just like we're having a conversation.
Cool.
Except I can't respond to you, so
Absolutely.
I might be able. I can't say like, oh, cool, or that's you know whatever. I'm just kind of sitting here, just smiling and nodding my head the whole time awkwardly. So, all right. So let me know when you guys are good. Good.
Yeah, we're rolling.
All right. So first question is, what did you do before Lincoln Heritage and ULA, and how did you hear about ULA and this opportunity?
What did I do before Lincoln Heritage? I was actually a student. Sorry, real quick. Am I looking at you? Or
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just looking at you.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Before this opportunity, I was a student. I heard about the opportunity from a gentleman that I used to work out with every single day. He asked me one time, because I had been interviewing at several different financial firms and trying to figure out what I was going to do after school. I was a basketball player here at a local school, Capital University, and I just knew I was going to the NBA, right? At some point I was going to make it. And he just asked me, he said, hey, I know you're interviewing at all these different places. Are you really passionate about being a financial advisor, or do you just want to make a lot of money? And I said, well, I have obligations. I actually do want to make a lot of money. He said, listen, if you get your life insurance license, you will never have to worry about money again. And from that point, I followed his advice, and I haven't looked back ever since.
Awesome. How did you, let me just say, so who is that then? Was that, I'm just trying to think if I should tie this. And did anything stand out to you in particular about the ULA team?
Well, it's funny because I started about 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years in May that I started, and back then we were a little bit smaller, but the thing that stood out for me, the relationship that I established with a couple of the leaders, we have Keith Chukowski as well as Chad Lewis, instantly brought me into the culture. Keith was very, very persistent about bringing me on board, not pressuring me, but really kind of, I guess, guiding me along the path to get my license and everything. And because of that attention, I knew that this would be the right place for me. I have been recruited to several other opportunities before, but it seemed like a lot of those people weren't really about building a relationship. So because he built a relationship with me, it felt like he sincerely cared about helping me as a person, not necessarily looking at me as a dollar figure. And I think that speaks volumes about our entire culture. We're not built on, hey, who's the top producer, who's the best. We actually, and I think it's one of our mottos, all agents matter. I don't care if you do 2,000 or you do 30,000, you mean just as much to this culture as everybody else, and that's what makes us number one. That was good.
That's good.
That was solid. That's like when you say a dope rhyme and you say, oh, to yourself.
Too much.
All right. You can't do that.
No,
No edit necessary on this one.
Okay, so how has this culture impacted your life, and how has this job impacted your life?
How has this culture impacted my life? How has this job impacted my life? Man, if you could see the Damon of 2 years ago, if you could see the Damon of a year ago, or even 3 years ago, it's night and day, right? And I don't say that myself. It's other people that obviously are able to bless me with that compliment. But this job, I wouldn't even call it a job. It's a career. It's an opportunity. But it literally puts a mirror in front of you of any deficiencies that you may have in your life, in your relationships, in your organization, in, I mean, every area of your life. It really makes you be A1. You can't have any deficiencies in your organization. You can't have any deficiencies when it comes to your character, with your integrity, with you being able to lead. If you want to excel in this business, you really have to become the right person. And a good friend of mine, that was probably the best advice that I ever had in this business. You know, I mentioned Keith earlier. One of the best advice he ever gave me was, hey, you need to become self-sufficient. And for a long time in the business, I just simply was not, and my business suffered because of that. And once I really got a grasp of that and figuring out what my why was, what the motive for me doing well in the opportunity, it was game over for me. So the opportunity is incredible for an entrepreneur or someone with an entrepreneurial mindset. Not necessarily have to be a leader, but if you want to take ownership of your life and your destiny, perfect business to be in.
Expand a little bit on your why. What is your why?
Man, I could go on and on about my why, right? I love this subject a lot because I teach a lot of people on the subject of how do you figure out your why, right? A lot of people say the first thing that comes to their mind, they talk about their kids or their wife or their husband or the cars or the money or to pay their bills or whatever the case may be. And for me, I knew that wasn't enough because I had all those reasons to win and I still wasn't winning. So I heard of something called the 7-layer why. Okay, so you say that your why is your children. Up until probably grade 11, I never had a set group of friends or anything. My mother used to get mad when I would take juice out of the refrigerator too many times. I couldn't really choose my diet or anything like that. So, you know, I knew that I had to have control of my life. So my why is to never, ever, ever, to never lose that.
What would you say the secret to success is in this industry?
What is the secret to success? So I was, this obviously another thing, mindset, right? This subject is huge to me, the secret to success. So you think about what success is, right? Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. I think Earl Nightingale says that. For me, success is mindset. You can't get anywhere or do anything in life if you don't have the right mindset. So that's what I really focus on more than anything else. I had been in sales before school, so I knew a little bit about the structure of sales and how to build relationships and talk to people. But if you don't have the right mindset in anything you do, you will not win. I mean, you look to build a successful friendship, a successful relationship, a successful business. I think one of the best quotes that I remember time and time again is, you become what you think about. So if you want to figure out exactly where your life is, well, look at your surroundings. Look at the fruit, right? Look at your bank account. Look at the friends you have. Look at the relationships. Look at the people that are automatically attracted to you, and you'll figure out exactly what you've been thinking. So if you want to excel in this business and be successful, you have to change your mindset.
You kind of have had an unusual path in life with going from Capital University. Sorry, I'm looking at you.
Yes.
You know, but
So do I still look at her?
yeah, you go look at
Okay,
her
okay,
answer.
sorry.
Yeah, but so you know, you kind of had an unusual path in life going through Capital University. If you could go back to yourself at that time, kind of thinking about this career opportunity, what would you say to yourself back then?
Like as soon as I came out of Cap going into this,
Yeah, or pick a spot or a time in your life that was
Decisive.
decisive. Go
Ooh.
back to that Damon 2 years ago, 3 years, 4 years ago, or whatever it was, and say, listen, it could even be like, buddy, hang in there, or whatever that is. What
advice would I
Yeah.
give me? Yeah, the advice that I would give the Damon of 3.5 years ago is lose your ego. All right, lose. For one, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for everything that you feel like you may not have been able to do, for all the people that you feel like may have hurt you. Lose your ego. Because back then, I mean, even up to the point that I started this opportunity, I was incredible in an interview, right? I was the guy that could wow you in any conversation, but where my talent could bring me, my character did not keep me in any situation. So instantly when I entered this business, when I saw an opportunity to work 7 to 10 days a month and make the money that I was making at a regular job, working 40 hours a week, I took advantage of that. I didn't see the big picture. I wasn't coachable, I wasn't teachable, I lacked integrity, I lacked character. But once I understood how important those aspects were, I would tell that Damon, listen, it's time to take care of responsibility. It's time to be a man. And had I done that, I may be the owner of ULA. No, I'm just kidding.
Really good stuff, man.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
that's great.
Anything else you want to add? Like, I know, like, you're off mic, or not off mic, but you're off cue. You kind of
Yeah,
covered
I
a
think
lot
that's
of
pretty
bases,
much
man.
it all. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
All right, who's next?
You go, man. You lost a little bit of connection, but you still going.
We appreciate you guys. Yeah.